Hello, everybody. This is Old Bear from the Old Bear's Den of Bigfoot, and we are out here tonight in front of a fire having a good time. My wife's here, and my good friend is here, brother in Christ, and our eldest child is here, and decided to bring a story to you about Bigfoot tonight out of Kentucky into Daniel Boone National Forest. Now, I've had this story for a while and done everything I could to check up on it, and, well, let me know what you think about it in the comments and stuff, and we'll get into the story right now. These two old boys, they decided to go do a little illegal hunting, night hunting for a deer, and they decided to go onto the backside of Daniel Boone National Forest, out next to I-64. And while they were there, they were spotlighting pretty much, and spotlighted a deer, and this deer never looked at him, never turned around towards the light or anything, just standing there like it was a stone figure. That's what he said. And in the process, they were getting ready to shoot this deer. Then all of a sudden, when they stuck the gun out the window to shoot it, something screamed. And I don't mean just a little scream, I mean a big scream. Big, long, deep scream. Came from where the deer was looking at. The deer took off running at this point. And these two guys in the truck were basically scared to the point where if they had to go, they couldn't. So, they're sitting there with the spotlight out the window, and they start looking around through the trees. The guy with the spotlight starts swinging around trying to figure out what it was. And he hits this thing with the light. Now, he told me this thing had to be close to 9 foot tall, if not a little bit taller than 9 foot, which was kind of funny. They were sitting above where the deer was at. It was actually standing just over the bank from them. He's no more than about 20 or 30 yards away. And this thing was standing about 50 or 60 yards away. Now, why it didn't go over and just grab the deer and take off with it, I don't know. But because I guess they were there. And his buddy said, well, I'm going to get out and shoot that thing. I'm going to shoot it. So he jumps out of the truck, goes around on the passenger side where the guy that had the spotlight was at. He throws his gun up, and this thing screams at him. And his buddy in the truck said, I couldn't help but laugh at him because all of a sudden he done peed himself. And he just kind of walked back around the front of the truck as best he could, got in the truck, and his buddy looked at him and said, what in the world is that smell? And he looked at him and said, shut up, you don't want to know. So they started the truck up, and they took off around that road, and the guy in the passenger seat is hanging out the window. He's about to puke his guts up because of his buddy. And the funny thing is, he took the light and shined it behind the truck, and this Bigfoot was chasing the truck. He's screaming at his buddy now to get moving, to move faster because this thing's coming after them. They're in 4-wheel drive, and they did everything they could to get out of there. They cleaned a few water holes, cleaned out a few creek crossings getting out of there, and they finally got out of there and got near the road, one of the main roads around the forest, and hit the blacktop. Went flying down the blacktop. Well, they passed the state trooper doing about 70 mile an hour in a 40 mile an hour zone. State trooper stops them. He walks up to the window and says, "All right, boys, you know why I'm stopping you. Y'all are speeding. I need your license, registration, and what is that smell?" And the guy says, "Well, that's the reason I was speeding, officers, because I had to go to the bathroom and you stopped me, and now I done wet my pants." So the cop lets him go because he feels sorry for the guy. Anyway, they go on home. He drops his buddy off, and the other guy goes on home. And the next day, they go back. He goes over his buddies, picks him up in his pickup, and they go back to the same place where they were at, where the deer was at. Look and see if they can find this thing in the daylight. And they didn't find anything. They didn't see the Bigfoot again. It wasn't there. It had went somewhere and laid down for the day or whatever. So they keep going back there every day or every couple of days, and for about 2 weeks, never see anything. And the guy that messed his pants, one night evidently the Bigfoot found where he was at, because he wasn't too far from where they saw the Bigfoot. And it just smacked the house, and he come outside and figuring it was somebody that's smacking his house or doing something around there being stupid. And what happened was he walks outside and he shines his light and he sees the Bigfoot standing there, and he has the same reaction he did that night when it screamed at him when he was standing outside the truck. So he runs back in the house, and I guess the Bigfoot left because maybe it felt sorry for him because he couldn't control himself. But the Bigfoot never came back to his house. But when they go back out there now, they don't spotlight deer anymore in that area. They're afraid they're going to see that Bigfoot, and that Bigfoot's going to scare them to death again. So that's what happened to them. I hope you enjoy it. And if you have a comment about it, guys, take it easy on these two guys, and especially the guy that soiled himself twice. Don't be hard on them. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoy it, and we'll see you on the next video. Thank you. Bye-bye.